Depending on where you're listening to us in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Jason Burns.
And I'm Danny Nucci, and this is the What About podcast.
Danny, I don't know what you've been up to recently, but I had a pretty exciting week. Joined a bowling league. I know we've mentioned bowling.
Come on, you did not. You're so Americana.
Every Monday night, I am tossing the old ball down the lanes and trying to make some magic happen.
And are you on a team? Is it like, how does that work?
I am on a team, the Gutter Rats. Yes, four fellas I grew up with.
Does not sell you very well. You know what I mean?
No. Well, I love a good pun. And we got a little rat mascot we bring with us. But it's just some.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, you actually bring a rat?
We have a rat. Yes.
Like in a little cage?
No, not a lot.
It's not on my range. What? No.
Like a Halloween SFX.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sits like on the little table before you guys bowl?
Yep. Somebody tried to steal it from us on the first day, but
that's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
It is very true. This is what happens at bowling lanes on a Monday night, bowling alleys. What about you? What's been going on in the world of Nooch?
Oh, I was just in Indianapolis for the kickoff weekend. I was part of we did a kickoff concert, of which I was in the Jim Irsay band, which was fun. We played to, I think, somewhere between 20 and 30,000 people.
That's
which was fun.
Your pants territory right there.
Yeah, it was. It's definitely. I mean, we did it. I did it a year ago, so this is the second time. So the second time was a little bit easier. Although I did have a song that I sang out up front, so I just sang. I did a Pink Floyd song, so that was that made me a little bit. I felt a little sick right before I started, and then I got to watch the Colts lose their opening game, and we had them. We had them, Jason. We had them.
I love me some Anthony Richardson. I hope he clears protocol quickly and gets back out there because he's pretty exciting to watch.
He is exciting to watch. I can't wait. So this is exciting. We get to talk to my co-star of 5 years, Teri Polo, and our topic. And without further ado, here is the very talented, one of the best actors I've worked with, Teri Polo.
Let's do it.
Hi, Teri P.
What's up?
This is Jason Burns.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing good. Due to our conversation today, I wore a very special shirt. It's my cats and tacos. So, although I don't know if that's a great adoption message to put your cats and tacos.
Maybe you give away tacos if you adopt a cat. I love it.
That's true. Yeah. For every fifth cat adopted, you get a free taco.
Tacos.
Although you look like a 70s gigolo to me.
I mean, I don't know you very well, so I can't say that, but I'm going to have to agree with Danny on this one. And Danny and I rarely agree, I got to be honest.
That's not true. We agree on many things. That's not true. So listen, thank you for doing this.
My pleasure.
Here's the great thing. Because we started doing this, I've got to read up on shit that I would normally not read up on. And so one of the things that I had to do is I had to read up on you and learn things that, I've spent years on set with you, things I had no idea, like this one. Ready? How about this? I didn't know that you were a ballet dancer. I had no idea.
Shut
I had
up.
no idea.
What's wrong with you?
We don't have that kind of time. It's only a 50-minute podcast. So, which starts to make more sense that you learn discipline at a very, 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 very young age.
Yeah, I started at the age of 6. I started ballet dancing, and I danced all the way through high school, which was part of the reason I didn't date. It was fascinating when I had a small amount of success. How many boyfriends and how many people I dated in high school when I didn't, because I was at the dance studio 7 days a week. I was, and yeah, it's I felt like I grew up really fast doing that because it was hardcore. It was flipping hardcore.
You were going to be a professional ballerina.
I was hoping to be. But then I went to,
But then what happened was
I went into acting, a far saner business. I went to North Carolina School of the Arts in Winston-Salem, and I busted my hump for 2 summers. I didn't go for the regular year. And
you went to act or you went to dance?
To dance.
Okay.
And And so I auditioned to go there for the school year, to go to school there as well as study dance. And there was this grande dame teacher. Her name was Melissa Hayden, and she had been a principal dancer at New York City Ballet. And I mean, she was the tits, you know, and she took me under her wing that last summer that I danced there. And I mean, I couldn't blink wrong. I mean, it was.
She was on you?
Extreme.
She was on you.
And so I had a boyfriend, and his name was Kenny Carter. And he was just, I will always remember Kenny. He's from North Carolina. Yeah, Kenny.
Nice Southern boy.
Kenny Carter. And one of the teachers I didn't like. So, Nucci, you can imagine the kind of awful things that I did. My favorite thing that I did was, there was supposed to be a different teacher that was supposed to be there the first day. She didn't show up, a half hour late. And I'm like, well, you know, I got better things to do than be at dance class, which is why I'm here for the summer. And
well, you had Kenny to do.
And right. And so I stood on the top bar in the dance studio and turned the clock all the way forwards to the time, like 5 minutes before we were supposed to be finished with class.
So basically, the substitutes came in and looked and said, "Oh, sorry, I guess I'm late." That's outstanding. Did you fool them? Did they know? Did they buy it?
Miss Lawrence was her name. She comes in and she goes, "All right, you know, so and so can't make it, so I'm going to be teaching your class from now on." She looks up and she's like, and she kind of just like death stare around. And some people are like looking down, and other people are looking at me, and I'm just like, I couldn't help it.
Then she figured. I mean, I certainly, you know me, I would have never held it. I would have given it away immediately.
So anyway, she hated me from day one, and then of course, because my boyfriend went there during the year, she really liked my boyfriend, if you know what I mean.
Oh, really?
And so long story short, she was on the board or whatever, and I auditioned to go there for the year, and I didn't get in. So I went to her and I had asked her for a meeting, and I said, you know, hey, just want to ask you a question. And I'm 15, I think, 16 at the time. These were my cojones. And I said,
I was going to say, were you this bold at 15?
Yeah. And I said,
you had it then, huh?
And I said, you know, hey, what's the deal? Why didn't I get in? And she's like, your attitude from day one, blah, blah, blah. And you're not you're just a troublemaker, and you blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I'm really going to say, and she was like, not having it. So I was like, fine. So in any case, I stopped, and that was the only school I could go to for dance. The only school in the whole United States of America, at 16.
The one, of course.
So
it was ruined. Everything was ruined, and it was over.
I catastrophized.
At 16, everything is ruined.
Oh, yeah.
The whole future's over.
It was the end of my life.
That's it.
It was the end of the world.
Of course.
So Teri, when you have somebody tough like that who's on you, do you still have like dreams, nightmares about her to this day? Because I remember an old boss I had, and I still have those that wake you up and go, why am I still having 30-year-old dreams?
No, because she was lovely to me. She was like, I was her project that summer. And it wasn't that she was mean to me at all. It was just that she really made me work, which, she saw potential there. But are we allowed to curse on this podcast?
Yeah, we can do whatever the fuck
I was
we
a
want.
fuck up. I was a total fuck. I fucked around. I was never serious about it. I kind of skated through. And she was like, if you apply yourself, if you work hard this year, then you're going to get in. I actually saw her, and she was like, so what happened, darling? And I said, I thought she's going to save me. And I said, well, I didn't get in. And she goes, oh, what a pity, and walked away. And that was another, I was devastated. I was fucking devastated.
Did you feel alone? That would make me feel so friggin' alone. Like, just like I'm left to my own devices and nobody cares.
My friends were there. I had a lot of friends there, and they were all so supportive. When I found out I didn't get in, they gathered around me and helped me. And of course, I ended up losing my boyfriend. But that's okay.
Kenny?
Kenny. What happened to Kenny?
Kenny Carter.
Kenny.
I found out Kenny got married and had a kid, and
Sure. As people do sometimes. So is that how you ended up in New York? Because that's the next thing I'm interested in. Because I mean, because I know I read that you all of a sudden ended up in New York. Did you move there by yourself? Like, how did you get there? Because like I started as a 14-year-old kid in Los Angeles, so I don't know from this story with people go, fuck it, I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to go be a performer and I'm going to move to New York or Los Angeles. So it's always fascinating to me how that decision.
No, wait, you're not from California.
I'm originally, I grew up in Queens, but I went to high school here. I'm from here.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that accent is not a California accent.
Dude, shaka bra. I'm from the Valley. I am actually from the Valley.
Yeah. Prior to North Carolina, I went to New York City at 13 to study at School of American Ballet, which was the feeder school for the New York City Ballet. And I spent the summer there at 13, staying with a woman who was like, I have no better way to say this, but kind of like was a foster, like for dogs, but she was a foster for kids going to the School of American Ballet. They, checked her out. But I mean, this is 83, I mean, now it's text me when you get there, send me the phone number of where you are, let me know where you are. And in the 80s, it was like, bye.
See ya.
So my parents just sent me off to New York at 13, and I'm like,
what's the phone number? We'll call you on Sunday, right?
Can't really Google search her then either.
Nah. So I spent the summer there at 13, and then after I was devastated about dance, I got into modeling, which was not really, but it was a way to get into. I was acting in school. I went to, between my junior and senior years in the summer, I went to New York to try modeling and hopefully get into acting. Boom, Bob's your uncle. I got into an agency, started freelancing, went back to my principal, and I'm from a town, Dover, Delaware, that was really, really small at the time. And I said, I want to do this.
You were an 18-year-old on Go-Sees with your little portfolio?
Yes. I was 17.
17. Yeah, 17 on Go-Sees.
Going on Go-Sees.
Think about, how old is Bailey now?
She's 15.
Okay, so all right, so not that much older. Can you imagine?
No.
Think about this.
No.
Think about Bailey walking around New York City on Go-Sees.
No.
I mean, it's hard to fathom, isn't it?
But the thing is that my daughter is far more advanced than I ever was. I was such an innocent, and I wore the 80s, wore big baggy clothes. These kids barely wear clothes. I'm like, well, why not just go naked to school? What the hell?
Did you have big hair?
Huge. My hair stood up like this tall, the bangs,
So here you are, you're a 17-year-old on Go-Sees, and the only acting you've done is in school, in high school. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so at what point did you go, okay, I'm assuming you took an acting class in New York?
I did. I went to William Esper. I took from William Esper, or Suzanne, his wife, Suzanne Esper, studying the Meisner technique. And
studying the Meisner technique.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did book a soap opera, and so I ended up leaving the class after a few months because I started working, which was really lucky, and so therefore.
So you never finished. Was it a 2-year program? Was it like they took you the first year?
I have no clue. I really honestly don't.
So you never actually finished, and you started working on, I think it was Loving.
Loving,
right?
Yeah.
What a great name for a soap opera.
We're talking about researching, and here's something that I didn't know about you. You were on
the other thing with the first thing.
Titanic. You were on Titanic. You played Leo DiCaprio's best friend. Didn't you?
So Jason, you don't know this, but this is a 5-year process we're going through right now. So dude,
did you know it was coming? Did you feel that coming?
Of course I saw it coming. So we're on the set working on the Fosters for years and years and years. Whoever was new director, new guest star, anybody that came on set, she would wait for a quiet moment on set and literally come out with, by the way, did you know that Danny was Fabrizio in Titanic? Yeah, he was on Titanic. Can you every single time. And the crew, by the end, the crew loved it. They're like, here it comes. Here it comes.
It was the best, and he would turn so
Every
red,
time.
like, Polo, God damn.
Yeah, well, listen, I want you to know that Paula had you beat. We were in Hawaii, and we were on a boat with a bunch of tourists, and she told the DJ to put on the Celine Dion song and made me go. I think she'd had a glass of wine or something, and she made me go in front of all the tourists to the front of the boat and go like this. And they were like, "Come on, come do it." I'm like, "Oh, babe, why? I love you, but why?"
Also, my favorite thing to do, I just have to say, last thing was
good.
Before they would say action, I'm just like, I'm fucking around. I'm like picking my nose,
here it
dancing,
comes. Here it comes.
blah, blah, blah. And then there's Danny. This is the way Danny prepares for a scene.
Oh no, here it comes.
Ready?
Oh,
fuck. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh God, I wish that wasn't true. I wish she was embellishing.
And Danny was like, "What are you doing, Polo?" And I would make him laugh before they would say action, and he's like, "Fuck you, Polo, stop distracting me."
Because Teri's one of those people that, like, the minute they go action, she becomes like, boom, she is in the scene, knows where everything is. It's like, and the minute they will cut, ha ha ha, yeah. The minute they call action, shoom. It's like an unbelievable shift in concentration and focus that I don't have. That I don't have. Like, I need because I'll start laughing. So she'll say something and then they'll roll and I'm like, I'm still going like this. And she knows I'm about to crack up. And she just gives me that fucking death stare like, what, Mike? So, just like, oh, it's just horrible.
That's a good segue, Danny, because you actually directed Teri, and I'm curious what's something about Teri's sort of abilities and skill set that you saw that maybe she doesn't even realize.
Can I leave during this segment?
No. Here's the thing. I didn't really have to do anything with Teri. I just had to go a little more, a little less, a little less. What do you think?
A little better, a little worse.
Okay. And then she'd come up with suggestions. Like, she came up with this beautiful shot. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to shoot this in the bedroom, and there's a mirror, and I'm trying to and Teri goes, what if I just hug Lena like this from behind, then you get a beautiful 2-shot from the two of us, and then I'll turn her around, then you'll have a raking 2-shot there. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Okay. let's do it.
The real reason I did that was because I was hoping that you would just do it in a oneer.
Is that what it was? It's because you wanted to get out. Is that what it is? I thought, wow, this is a great shot. Let's do it. You'll get a lovely 2-shot. No,
I will
do
great. Anything to get off camera.
I mean, this is one of the best actors I've ever worked with, and I'm not saying that because she is one of the best actors I've ever worked with. And the best thing was before each take or after each take, I'd look at her and she'd give me this look like, that's the game you're bringing? We're doing B game work today? She didn't have to say it, but I could just tell. She's like, so we're doing B game work? I'm like, no, all right, fine, let's go.
Is that the way you're going to do it? Basically, just like, okay. Are you happy? Do you want another one? You don't want another one? Okay, well, I mean, okay, if you're happy.
You were bringing some of that Madame Ballet energy into the set and putting the same pressure on Danny all those years later.
It was awesome. And again, I'm not blowing smoke up Danny, your skirt, but I loved working with you because
it was fun.
It was fun. And there was this chemistry that really lent itself to the characters as well. They loved each other, but couldn't live with each other. They were best friends, but she happened to be a lesbian.
So fun fact, and Danny, I don't think I ever told you this, but my parents got divorced and then lived together as roommates for 20 years as like Jerry and Elaine, so it's kind of the same vibe.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was strange to visit, and they both had their own bedrooms and stuff. Yeah.
But was this was when you were a kid?
This was like probably like maybe senior year of high school, and then onwards to like for quite a while after that.
So it's not like they stayed together for the kids. They
were just roommates. They were staying together because they liked each other, but they didn't love each other, I guess.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Unique. I've not heard that. I've heard people getting divorced and then remarried and then divorced and then remarried.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard that story like twice.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. So wait, so you're unloving. You're doing this. Sorry to come back to this, but I'm fascinated. So all of a sudden, at what point you're like, this is what I'm doing? When you started making loving soap opera money? Is that what it was? You're like, oh, I'm doing
No.
this.
Well, during that summer, and I got an agent, and I got, I started going on go-sees, and I started getting going on auditions for commercials and stuff, and I started getting photo shoots, and I started getting commercials, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. I have my foot in the door. Why would I go back to school for my senior year and lose this foot in the door and have it slam shut? Because if I come back, that door may not open ever again for me. So I went back to Dover, and I talked to my high school principal, and I said, look, I'm probably going to drop out, and he gave me his blessing. Again, small town. And I was supposed
and the folks were cool.
Yeah. Bye.
That's amazing. I just can't imagine it. Like, my daughter's in school here in Southern California, and I'm like, can we have lunch on a Saturday? Is like, can I come? You know what I mean? Like I can't, like, poor kid. I'm like, can we FaceTime?
Yeah. No,
leave me alone.
They were, I went and I stayed with the same woman that I stayed with during the summer. So I stayed with her for a year.
The foster woman?
Yeah, the foster
ballet
woman.
Foster woman? Sure.
She fostered me. And then I ended up getting
this was like 5 years later or 4 years later, right? So she remembered you, knew you?
Oh, yeah. We stayed in contact after that. We stayed in contact after that.
Cool.
And
so you had a safe place to land.
Yeah. And then after a year, I ended up getting my own apartment. I started working. And, the reason I consider myself a success is that I never had to have a hostessing job, a waitressing job. I always was able to support myself. My parents supported me the first year, but then after that, I supported myself. And so I'm doing this for 37 years. For 36 years, I have supported myself with acting. Not anymore with the strike happening. I'm selling my soul. I'm going on the corner.
Yeah, get in line.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well, I don't really want your sloppy seconds, but
no, certainly not. I'm just saying, yeah. We all got to do what we got to do, right? At this juncture, it's crazy. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. But that was how it kind of started. High school dropout and started working, and then boom, Bob's your uncle. I was, here I am.
And what was the first thing where you realized you were really funny?
Oh shit! No. I'm not.
That's not true.
I'm a great reactor on camera. When I'm off camera, I'm an idiot. I'm a complete idiot, which is just funny to watch me be an idiot because it's like she's an idiot. But
you're fun, Teri Polo.
Get me on
when the camera is not. You're great when the camera. Obviously, you're one of the most. Like I said, one of the most talented people, one of the best actors I've ever worked with. But when you're off camera, you are a hoot, and you just make the crew feel great. I mean, it's so funny. Like you don't realize this when you're new. Like all the things that it takes to be a professional, like a really good professional. But like when you come on a set, man, you're like, you make everybody feel comfortable. You know all your stuff. You're completely prepared. You're 100% focused, and you're fun to work with, which is, I can't say for everyone that I've worked with, any one of those or all of those put together, let's just say, I'll leave it at that. But it's such a treat to work with somebody that, basically challenges you in everything, in every scene, which I feel like you did. I feel that's what I love.
I felt like we both did that. Because we just fed off of each other, and we opened ourselves up to. There were some times that I felt that you had things planned out, and I was like, "Fuck no, dude, no."
You did. You'd see it the first take.
I would go off, and Danny would look at me and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Are we doing that?
And so then he would react, and then I'd get back on script, and it was great. It was so much fun because we ended up, really pushing and pulling each other,
What about pet adoption?
So let's start with a little role play, all right? So, my name is Generic Homeowner, and I'm looking to get a dog or a cat. my friend Johnny Know-It-All says I should go to a breeder. Is he right?
Fuck no. Oh my God.
Can I call you on that? That's a fuck no. Is that correct?
Holy shit. For so many different reasons. I mean, and the least being purebreds are so screwed up these days. They have so many health issues. They're so inbred that, and breeders.
I was listening. I because of this is one of the things I love about doing this podcast is I learned things that I had no idea about. And when I read about what they do to the female dogs and leave them in cages and make them have litter after litter and keep them caged and only serve that purpose, and then when they're done they put them down, it just broke my heart.
Yeah.
And so much of it's unfortunate that in a day and age where we can easily educate ourselves with the internet, that there's still so much miseducation when it comes to breeding, because like Teri was just saying, there's so many physical ailments that these dogs have very early in life that they don't even get to their teens because they're having hip problems and organ problems.
And then what ends up happening, because they're no longer viable, they're no longer desirable, they're no longer, then these animals get let loose on the street. They get sent to the pound. They get sent to high kill shelters. They whatever, because they're done with them. They're done with them. They don't, this is undesirable. This dog was born with a missing paw. What? How is so? Here and they euthanize these dogs. They euthanize them. I posted a while ago. If you take a dog down the hallway and he's happy and jolly and going, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And you walk through that door to the, not the operating room, but the room, because they're going to be euthanized. I want everybody to have to, that abuses dogs, that doesn't care, here, just euthanize it, just, whatever. To have to do that at least once, because you cannot not, I'm going to start crying.
I made this goal somewhere about, 15, 20 years ago, that I was going to meet as many dogs and cats as possible. Like that's my bucket list item. So that wherever I go in the afterlife, they're all waiting there.
He won't fly on an airplane, but he will meet every single cat and dog that he can.
Yeah. Wait, you won't fly on an airplane? No. Bless your soul.
No, won't fly on an airplane.
I won't. Yeah, I drive out to LA and take meetings, and then I drive back to Massachusetts, and the ongoing joke is that a plane will crash land on me as I'm flying.
What about a private jet? Will you fly on a private jet, Jason?
I'm trying to work my way up to just any. At this point, if I've met so many dogs and cats, I got to meet them eventually on the other side. So I got.
Oh my God!
One of the big things that you are also calling attention to is the types of breeds that people that end up in shelters. And if you can talk a little bit about that, I know that's something that I've experienced too, whether it comes to people adopting dogs that grow into 150-pound dogs and don't realize how big they're going to be, or just assuming that a breed is aggressive. Can you talk a little bit on that?
I think, in my experience, one of the most aggressive dogs I have ever met in my life are Chihuahuas. They are some of the nastiest little. Listen, I love Chihuahuas. I've had Chihuahuas all my life, but those little fuckers.
Do you still have a Chihuahua?
Oh, I have 2 of them. I have 4 dogs, 3 cats, and a bird. 2 kids and not even a husband, but he might as well be my husband. He's my better half. But they're nasty. Dachshunds, little dachshunds, little wiener dogs, were bred to go down holes to grab badgers for hunting. Right. And badgers are some of the nasty ass little creatures you've ever met in your life. It is any animal in this world who is treated a certain way, who is trained a certain way, will be a vicious, aggressive animal. Period. You can train a Chihuahua to go bite the crap out of someone. So to tell me that this particular breed of dogs, simply because the power in their mouth is, their bite is so many 100 pounds per, per or whatever the heck it is.
Pressure, yeah.
Doesn't mean diddly squat if you raise that dog well. You are a responsible owner and you raise that dog and you train that dog. You don't, and then here's the other thing. You don't train a dog. You train the human. You train the owner, because the way they pick up on the energy of the owner. Why do we have service dogs? Because they pick up on the energy coming from the human. You pick up the energy of someone who is angry and hateful and fearful and mean. Guess what that dog is going to be? I'm sorry.
Well, and as a pet owner of 4 dogs, Teri, I mean, you know that you communicate with your pets with your eyes too, right?
Voice tone, physicality. You hit that dog, you beat that dog, you kick that dog. If you kick a human enough, if you beat a human enough, if you punch a human enough, yell at a human enough, that human is going to be mean, don't you think? And let me tell you, we all come out of the womb as sweet little babies,
Yeah, even more so than that, one of the things I've seen so much, and even just adopting dogs too, is that not necessarily mean all the time, but broken, right? That would be, a human would be broken, a dog would be broken. Sometimes they just don't know how to exist in our world anymore because they've been treated so poorly.
Yeah. Those are the things that kill me when you see an animal that has gone past and cannot come back. That is, to me, I can't get past that. That's the worst to me. That kills me. And I think it's cowards. It's cowards. They can't control or do this to other humans because they're cowards. So they take it out on a poor defenseless dog. Dogs, all they want to do, and cats, all the dogs want to do are to please you. That is their goal in lives, to be perfectly honest. Cats are a whole different story. I love cats. I love them. They're a whole different story.
What do you say to people that are reluctant to adopt a dog because they're afraid that the dog's been damaged or had too much difficulty and they're going to be difficult to have?
Then don't adopt it.
If you're not ready to take that responsibility on,
because all you're going to do is damage that dog more. You're just going to damage that dog more. And then they're going to turn right back around and bring it back to the pound.
Know what you're getting yourself into. And if you're not ready to get into it, then don't.
And as someone that works in a rescue, you learn to see that and weed those people out. The personality of all your dogs and all your animals, and you go, oh, I love this dog. Well, no, I got to be honest, this is not, and you have the right, you have the power to not adopt that dog out. Those are responsible rescues. Those are responsible rescuers and rehabilitators and fosters and everything. I've seen some are just like, oh, thank God you've adopted this dog. Here, adopt this dog. And I don't play that. I won't.
Sometimes people adopt dogs and cats to feel better about themselves too. Like, oh, I saved this animal, instead of sometimes you're just not the right home for that animal.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. And with anything, I just had this conversation with, I don't know, I say this all the time, with anything, people with anything in this world, they're going to be the people who are real and are pure and use it or do it for the right reason. And then there are the people who are going to abuse it. And there are people who absolutely do mean well, and they do want to help, and they do want to, and maybe they end up in over the head. They didn't do it consciously or on purpose. But that's where the rescuer has to come into play. But then there are the people who, of course, who abuse it and oh, look, what a cute dog. And well, he bites and he doesn't like cats. Oh, that's okay. He won't, and the person just wants to get rid of the dog. Okay, here, and then the person has cats and she doesn't like, she's like, oh my God, she's biting me and she attacked my cat. Here, give her back, and or they take her just to the pound. They take the dog to the pound. It's
and that animal that's been given back then becomes so much more difficult to adopt out, because on their record it says that
they were aggressive and I haven't always taken my dogs to trainers because I thought I knew what I was doing, and I certainly didn't always know what I was doing. I didn't realize, here's an amazing fact. When you have it's a pack. When you have more than one dog, it's a pack. And people think the males, if you have more males, that you're in trouble. Nope, it's the females. If you have more than one female, you're looking for trouble. I had that one time many, 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 many years ago. And the one dog, she was the alpha, and the other dog kind of challenged her for the alphaship, and the bigger dog, she was a bigger dog, ended up killing my small dog. And I ended up having a behaviorist come in to teach me. Had nothing to do with teaching my dog. I didn't have them come in and train my dog because my dog was just acting like an animal, like an animal. Males, just like in real life and humans, males go out and, hunt and fish and bring back the food. Women take care of everything else. I'm kidding. Your faces were both so serious listening to me, and I'm like, you're going to see.
You stumped me. You literally stumped me. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Do I jump in?
You're currently hiding in a closet, Danny. I mean, anything is possible at this point.
That's true.
But in nature, in the animal world, the females do take care of the pack. They do take care of the home. They do, and they are going to protect that, and they are going to protect, the babies and whatnot. So they will kill each other. It's crazy.
But you make a great point too, Teri, is that people, it's a dog being a dog, but people want to make their dogs little humans, which it's not going to work because they're dogs.
Yeah. What do they call it? What is that word for that? Anthropomorphize?
Anthropomorphism, yeah. When you try to
I can't believe you both knew it.
Humanize
I was
it
sitting going, how can you ask me this? There's not a chance I'm going to figure this out. And the two of you, you mean anthropomorphic. Yeah,
that's because we're kind of animal people. So
are we inspiring you to go get an animal, Danny?
I'd love to get an animal, but my wife won't let me have one.
Did you say my mom on purpose?
Wow. There's a chair going on the outside of that closet door right now, and you're never getting out of there.
Yes. Yeah. Now, maybe when I move away from the hills, like cats, every night, I hear coyotes every night. Especially I thought, it'd be great to have an indoor-outdoor cat because it's beautiful, but I don't know that cat would come home.
I used to have outdoor cats, and now my cats are all indoors. My daughter heard on the bus on the way to school someone saying that their friend, the friend's cousin, the cats had litter, and the father said, if you don't get rid of these kittens by Sunday, I'm going to shoot them. That's the kind of state I live in right now. Yeah. And so my daughter immediately got on the phone with me and said, Mom, and we went and we took 8 kittens and 2 mamas. We took all of them, and they were less than 4 weeks old. And we kept them and fostered them for 2 days before the woman at the rescue could take them from us and get them a foster. I considered fostering, but I know myself, I'm the biggest foster failure in the entire universe, except maybe perhaps for you, Jason. Yeah. And we already have 3 cats.
How do the birds and the cat get along? How does that work? This is what I'm fascinated, because I know that bird. I think it's the same bird, right? I know you love that friggin' bird.
I love that bird.
I know you're crazy about that bird. So I'm just wondering, what are the cats like? Bird's cool.
2 of
go
them,
on. Listening.
2 of them
still here.
Are afraid of him because I did have him. He is flighted. So 2 of them are as soon as they see him, they're boom, out of the room. They know their place. The couch is his. It's his property. And if he sees a cat on the couch, he will fly across the room and they'll be like, my bad. And they leave. We got a kitten last year who decided this was something I need to kill. And so he attacked the bird once. The bird had to go to the hospital. The bird was fine. But the bird now attacks her. And the other day she got on his couch. And so he jumped on her and literally rode her all the way across the room like a cowboy. It was the funniest thing.
So it's basically like having brothers and sisters fighting, essentially, is what you have. You're basically, here it comes all over again.
Birds can do some damage, though.
I can imagine. So listen, I have an audience question for you, and it sort of ties in the whole thing. So here it is. This is from Mari B.
Okay.
And Mari says, if you could recast a movie with just you and your pets, so what is that? That's 5 pets? I know, right? Which movie would it
4
be?
4 dogs, 3 cats.
Which movie would it be? And who would play each part? Good luck, Teri Polo. You want that again?
Jesus, Maury.
Yeah.
That's a little too difficult for me. I'm more the question of, what's your favorite color? Green.
Sure.
I don't. Well, here's the problem, Maury, is I don't watch movies. I hate movies. I think they're stupid. I don't watch television. I think television is stupid.
Whoa. Hold on.
I haven't even seen Titanic. I just know
that I'm in it. No, how do you know? Wait, I can't even. I'm like a movie nut, right?
I know.
So when you say I hate movies, it hurts.
No,
me.
I don't hate movies. I dislike them. I was never that person.
You just dislike bad movies.
No. I see. We do it every day.
Yeah,
and I see the process.
Yeah,
it really is. Except, of
like
course, when you're watching fucking geniuses like Ray Fiennes or Meryl Streep or that sort of stuff. You're like, I just sit there with my jaw. I'm agape at this magic that's happening before me. But anything less than genius to me, I see a person hitting their mark. I see a person holding this position because the light is more beautiful this way. I see the directing. I see the preparation.
You can't have the experience that everybody else has because you're looking at the seams.
If I could recast the Fockers.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Let's see. Geronimo would probably be. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God.
Jesus?
No.
Brandon,
thank you. Holy shit. I know David. I have the same. But...
Listen, I got the same thing. So the minute you went blank, I go, oh, I know that.
Geronimo, he's my big pity, would be Brandon. Pearl, who is my Chihuahua mini pin mix, would definitely be Sierra. Bart would definitely be Jesus, who's just the sweetest, most truly, honestly, innocent, well-meaning. Those are my dogs. Cat-wise, I would say, let's see. No, I have to take that back. My cat Rue would have to be Mariana, because she is something. Sierra. And then our dog Pearl would be Callie.
I was just going to say Maya. It's easy. I remember that.
I remember Maya and Sierra.
And who's the bird? The bird's got to be somebody, no?
Oh, there it is. That's it.
The bird is the sweetest. Most loving, most cuddliest, to me. But if you mess with me or you mess with his girlfriend is Pearl, one of my dogs. That is his girlfriend. He will not mess with that dog. He can sit with that dog. The other dogs, oh, no. Don't get on my couch. Don't look at me funny. So I feel like that was Mike. He's squishy and, but if you fucked with his family, hell no.
How about that Teri Polo, huh? Was that great?
She was fantastic, and what I could just tell that she probably brought a pretty fun, chill, laid-back vibe to set all the time.
No, she was very intense, man. When we were doing work, she was like ready to go in between shots. But a lot of the scenes in the Fockers were so intense. There was so it was a bit of a melodrama to begin with. So she always had really intense things that she was dealing with, that the character was dealing with. So yeah, she's just so pro, man.
It's amazing that she could just shut it off like that.
It's incredible. It's incredible. She always knew which hand she picked up the glass with. She would know know if I was in her light. She would know which way to move. She would adjust to whatever the camera was doing. I mean, she's just, sometimes when you say somebody's a real pro, it's almost like you make it sound like they're not ridiculously talented. They're just really professional. But this woman is something else. I remember talking with a director, and we were just going, like we actually didn't say anything, but we were one of the directors, and she was like, that Teri Polo. I go, I know, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I know. She's like, I'm like, I know. It was just one of those, like, yeah, I know.
Well, and beyond being a fantastic actress, from a production standpoint, it must be so important to have somebody like that who can turn it on and off in TV, where you're on like a breakneck pace of things all the time.
Yeah, and I think she understands. She just understands that we're all there to do a job. Mm-hmm. So it's like she has the consciousness of the rest of the crew, and the work, and it's cool. And could you have picked a better person for pet adoption?
No, absolutely not. And I'll tell you this, Kenny from Carolina.
Sure, Kenny Carter
really missed the boat on Teri. I'm calling it. Kenny, you dumb bastard. What did
Kenny,
you do?
You missed it. Yep. I know. Well, awesome. This was great. I look forward to our next guest and topic or subject. Do we say topic? Do we say subject?
Maybe it depends on what the topic and or subject is.
There you go. So it's either a topic or a subject. Until next time, I'm Danny Nucci.
And I'm Jason Burns.
Thanks for listening.
Music by Danny Nucci. Produced and edited by the same two people you heard hosting this show, because they have no friends.